What's up, everybody? It's Demetrice here from Clair Em Motivators, back with your weekly dose of motivational inspiration and encouragement. I'm not going to keep y'all long this week since it's just me. I just wanted to jump in really quick and provide you all with 10 tips for ways to keep a positive mindset in the midst of chaos. This message is right on time. It's 2021. And unless you've been living under a rock, then you know that 2021 is starting off much like all of 2020 was, which is chaos. It is chaotic. There is a lot going on in the world. There is a lot going on in people's lives, and it can be very, very hard for you to keep a positive mindset in the midst of all the crazy. And so I just wanted to jump in and provide you with 10 tips that I use to help maintain a positive mindset, even when it seems like there is a lot of negativity around you. The first tip that I have is to focus on the good. Focus on the things that you have going on for you personally. Focus on the things that the people around you have going on for them that are positive. I know there is a lot of negativity. There is a lot going on. There is a lot clouding your mental space. It is hard to look away from the things that are going on. But one of the best tips that you can use to maintain your own positivity and to maintain your own sanity is to focus on the good, to do good yourself, right? Not just looking around for other people doing good, but being the change that you wish to see in the world. And so doing good yourself and focusing on that, focusing on the good that you can do, and then also intentionally seeking out good that you can focus on. I always encourage people to be mindful of what you are taking in. Pay attention to how much news that you are consuming and what type of news you are consuming. Pay attention to the music that you consume, the movies that you watch. Really be intentional about surrounding yourself with good, because the things that you listen to, the things that you read, the conversations that you have, all are going to shape your mood, your attitude, your outlook on life. And so you want to make sure that you are surrounding yourself with things that are positive and things that fill you up, that give you that ability to focus on the good things that are going on around you. The second tip that I have is to practice gratitude. That is probably one of the biggest things that you can do at times like this, is instead of focusing on everything that's going on, focus on the things that are going right and focus on the things that you're grateful for. So for a lot of people, that may be their family, that may be, just pick some goals that you can focus on, but really just try to practice gratitude for the things that you have going on in your life that you are grateful for. For me, it's my family. And so when things are going awry out in the world, I will look at my husband, I look at my children, the people that I, am friends with, the people that I surround myself with, and I practice gratitude for the relationships that I've built in my life that keep me uplifted, the work that I'm able to do to keep other people uplifted. I choose to focus on that. One tip that I have, if you are not used to practicing gratitude, is to keep a gratitude journal. And what you could do is every single day, write down the things that you are grateful for. And so if it's your family, it could be something big, it could be something small. If you get yourself your favorite snack that day, write it down. I'm grateful for that Snickers bar that I ate, or whatever it is. Literally focus on practicing gratitude for the smallest of things and work your way up to the big things, because you reminding yourself of the things that are good that are going on in your life, writing those down and being intentional about practicing gratitude will go a long, long way to shift your mindset. The third tip that I have is to leave positive messages for yourself, so that if you do ever start to get down, just inadvertently as you're navigating your space, you'll see things around you that'll pick you up. One thing that I always advise people do is to put positive messages on the places that you look at the most. So for a lot of people, that's their cell phone. So every time you pick up your cell phone, there's the home screen. You can put your favorite motivational quote on your home screen. You can put your favorite motivational quotes on sticky notes and stick them to your mirror in your bathroom, or you can stick them on the visor in your car. Anything that you are feeling down, anytime that you're feeling down and you can just look around to find positive messages, I would highly, highly recommend that you do that, because there will be times where you hear something or you see something or you have a conversation with somebody that just drains you, especially in times like this. Just keep those constant reminders around you that really help to uplift you. The fourth tip that I have is to repeat motivational mantras. So you can Google some if you don't have any, but definitely keep motivational mantras on repeat. I'll give you guys an example of mine. So typically when I find myself being stressed or when I find myself being down, it's because I wish that I could do more. When I see other people in pain, when I see other people hurting, when I see other people being negative, I don't know what it is, but there is something in me that's like, what can I do to help? Like, I am just that way by nature, and it is extremely overwhelming sometimes. And there are times when I absolutely wish that I could turn that off. But I can't. And one thing that I've started to do is to repeat motivational mantras that help me specifically with that. And so the one that I use is, the world is in hands that are greater than your own. And so if I ever find myself being like, well, what can I do about this? Or how can I address that? Or what is someone going to do to fix this? The mantra that I will repeat is, the world is in hands that are greater than your own. That it is not my job to fix things in other people's lives. I barely can't even fix some of the stuff that goes on in my own life. And so I have to repeat that mantra to myself whenever I do start to feel overwhelmed. And it really does help to instantly relax me, number one, and to remind me of who's in control. I am Christian and God is in control, and I know that. And in any time when I start to feel like, well, what can I do? What can we do? Or, let me help this person or let me fix this. It's like, take a step back, take a deep breath, and remind yourself that the world is in hands that are greater than your own. Another one that I'll use is, you got this. If there are times when I'm dealing with something and I'm like, oh, like, I don't know how to maintain a positive mindset through something, I will just take a deep breath and just say, you got this. You got this. And sometimes I don't know what's on the other side of that, you got this, but that is something that when I hear it, it instantly makes me feel like I can take on the world. And along with the mantras, you can do music. If there's a song that instantly lifts up your spirits, when you start to feel negative, you start to feel the stuff that's going on creeping into your mind and getting you down, put on some music, have some fun, and just really focus on being positive and letting all that other stuff go away. Number 5 is do things that make you happy. Don't repeatedly do things that make you feel drained. And so the first thing that you have to do is figure out what things make you feel drained. If conversations with certain people make you feel drained, you got to pay attention to that and make note of it and figure out ways that you can protect your peace. If watching certain things on TV, listening to the news, or listening to certain things makes you feel negative, then you have to do things that make you happy and protect your peace. One of the things that has been a blessing in terms of everything that we have been dealing with is really having people be forced to sit down, because we can't go anywhere really because of COVID. And I hate to call it a blessing, knowing that, so many people are suffering, and I don't mean it in that way. But what I mean is that COVID has forced people to sit down, and it has really forced people to be intentional about how they spend their time. If I'm going to go out, it's going to be worth it, because I got to socially distance. I got to wear a mask. I got to pay attention to the number of people that are going to be there. I'm not just doing that for anything. And so it really has made people have to focus on and be intentional about how they spend their time. And I would highly advise, pre-COVID, post-COVID, and during COVID, that you do things that make you happy. Figure out what makes you happy. If it's listening to music, if it's reading, if it's exercising, if it's, trying different restaurants, whatever it is. It could be something simple. It could be taking a nap. Whatever it is that makes you happy, do that, do a lot of it, do more of it. The 6th tip that I have, and I keep looking down because I have the tips written down in front of me if it looks like my eyes are shifty. But the 6th tip that I have is to surround yourself with positive people. I don't know if y'all have ever experienced this, but being around people that are negative is so extremely draining, People that complain all the time, people that talk about a whole bunch of problems and don't ever have solutions for any of their problems, but they just want to talk about all the negativity that's going on in the world. People who just drain you because their, life may be a mess and they're constantly talking to you about what's going on in it. People who may not be healed, people who are negative, people who just bring you down. You all know who those people are because they will drain the life out of you. Yeah, maybe kind of distance yourself from those people and surround yourself with people who are positive, people who have a positive outlook on life, people who cheer you up, people who motivate you, people who encourage you. That goes for people that you are physically surrounded by and also people that you are watching. Pay attention, like I said, to the people that you are watching. Everything that you are consuming is going to affect your mood. And so if you watch a show and after that show, you got an attitude and you can't figure out why, yeah, maybe kind of tone it down on watching that. But one of the biggest tips that I can give is to surround yourself with positivity in terms of people, in terms of everything that you are consuming on a daily basis. The seventh tip that I have is positive self-talk. Speak to yourself positively. If you are not surrounded by people that are positive, you can promote the positive self-talk in your own life. So when you feel down, finding the ways that best motivate, encourage, and uplift you is extremely important. So that when you're having that self-talk to work yourself through things, that it's positive, that you are not just sitting around saying, oh, woe is me, the world is falling apart, everything is crashing down on my head, I wish I would have done this better, I regret this wasn't different, oh, and just kind of literally wallowing in sadness and sorrow. Use positive self-talk. Speak to yourself positively. Speak to yourself in ways that are uplifting and that are encouraging. And you also speak that way to other people. You don't want to be the person that drains the life out of everybody in the room. You want to be the person that uplifts everybody in the room. And so even when you are feeling down, positive self-talk can do wonders to change your mood. There is so much power in the words that you speak over other people, and there is so much power in the words that you speak over yourself. So if you are talking about negative things, if you are gossiping, if you are being rude, if you are being disrespectful, if you are speaking negatively about another group of people, check yourself really quick. Check yourself at the door and really take inventory of the things that you are speaking, because the words that come out of your mouth do a lot to dictate your environment. And so those things need to be positive. Make sure that you are practicing positive self-talk. The eighth tip that I have is to focus on the areas of negativity that you have in your life. Nobody is happy 100% of the time. Okay, newsflash for all of the stuff that people are selling you that says that you're supposed to be happy and bubbly and cheery 100% of the time. That's a lie. Nobody is happy 100% of the time. Nobody is positive 100% of the time. It is a part of the human experience for you to feel sad, for you to feel down, for you to be negative. Those things happen. The difference is you don't stay there. You don't live there. You take inventory of the things that are negative. You take inventory of the things that you do that may be negative. You take inventory of the things that other people do that may be negative, and you choose not to stay in that space. You choose to practice these tips or other tips that you can find to lift yourself out of that space. And so one thing that I definitely want to have hit home is that nobody's saying that you have to be positive all the time. That's not realistic. And there should be things that you see that make you upset. There should be things that you see that make you angry, that make you want to do something about it, because we cannot continue, to live in negativity and to live life the way that 2020 went and the way that 2021 has started. But the difference is that you take inventory of that. You figure out the things that are going on that are negative, especially the things that are triggering you, the things that make you sad, the things that make you upset, and then you do something about it. You repeat those mantras. You look at those positive messages. You choose to be the change that you wish to see in the world. And so that would be the biggest advice for that, is to not think that you have to be happy and positive and cheery all the time, but knowing that in times when you do feel down, that you're able to lift yourself back up. We've all lived, we all know that life is peaks and valleys, and they never end. And so The moment you think you've worked through something and you've made it to your mountaintop, there is another valley for you to reach another mountaintop. And that is the cycle of life. And so you just implement tools that help you get up when you feel down. And so take inventory of the things that make you feel sad, right? If you, like I said, are listening to music that's affecting your mood, you're having conversations with people that are affecting your mood, you continuously see things that are affecting your mood, flip those things on its head and do the opposite of that, and listen to things and consume things that make you feel happy. The ninth tip that I have is to start each day with positivity. So when you wake up in the morning and you're getting dressed and you are getting ready for your day, start the day off with positivity. Be intentional about thinking positive thoughts. If you wake up in the morning and the first thought on your mind is, oh my God, I gotta get my kids from point A to point B, I gotta get to work, I gotta deal with this, let me turn on the news and see if anything crazy happened last night, let me check Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and let me see what all is going on in the world, and you spend, that waking moment with things that are not uplifting you, it is going to affect you for the rest of your day. So one thing that you can do to have that perspective shift is to intentionally think positive thoughts in the morning. One of the things that'll help you do that is having positive messages around, so that as soon as you see it, you don't have a choice but to think positive thoughts. But to just surround yourself with positive messages. When you wake up in the morning, say, God, today I am grateful for the breath that you have put in my body, for allowing me to go to sleep last night and to wake up this morning, and I will do good today. And you get up and you go on about the rest of your day. But be very intentional about the first thoughts that you have in the morning being positive, because that's going to set the tone for the rest of your day. And the 10th tip that I have for the way to stay positive in the midst of all the craziness is prayer. Prayer is what I am using to bring home the list, even though it is the number one thing that you should be doing in your life. I wanted to end it on a high note, which is to pray. Pray for yourself. Pray for your family. Pray for the world. Pray for everybody. Prayer, it really does work. It works wonders because it gets you in the habit of doing all the things that I just talked about. It gets you in the habit of practicing gratitude. It gets you in the habit about taking inventory of all the things that you have going on in your life. It gets you in the habit of having a positive mindset when you're having to formulate all of that gratitude into a sentence and say it out loud. You can pray out loud, you can pray to yourself, but just pray. With everything that you have, just pray. A lot of times when things are crazy, people stop praying and they only go to God when things are going well. And if that is what you do, I highly encourage you to pray to God all the time, through the good, through the bad, through the ugly, because He is the person that is ultimately in control, and He is the person that ultimately can give you peace. And so with that, I hope you guys have a great week. I hope that you are able to come up with some mantras that work for you. I hope that you guys go and write you some positive messages to leave around to keep your spirits uplifted, because we are dealing with a lot in the world right now. But don't let those things consume you. Don't let those things drown you, and don't let those things have you feeling down and feeling negative. You are a light for everyone around you, and I encourage you to spread that light, to think positive thoughts, and when times get hard, to pray, because that is the only way that we are going to get through all of the things that we are dealing with. Like I said, I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll be back next week. We're going to start a career series, and we're going to start it off with entrepreneurship. And so anybody who is interested in using the skills that they have to start their own business, come back next week, because we are going to be giving tips and tricks about how to be how to be a successful entrepreneur. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.